Chase Sexton. The cowboy. Run high. Oh, and he goes into the back of Webb. He didn't need to do it.
Hello and welcome everybody, and welcome to round 13 of the RN Fantasy Experts show. I'm Chase.
And I'm Charles. We're going to Philly.
Philadelphia.
Lucky 13.
I was looking at the history. We raced there last year, but not many races in Philadelphia.
No.
I'd have to go into the archives to see, but I don't know if they'd ever raced there in the past, outside the last 2 years.
Not that I know of.
Another open-air stadium.
Yeah.
Rain in the forecast. Not to be the
East-West showdown, too.
Yeah, okay. Light rain is what I saw last, early in the morning.
Yeah.
And then okay in the afternoon. But rain on Friday. So probably not going to have press, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Hoping for, look, I'm totally cool with one a year. I draw the line at 2,
Yeah.
right? But I don't want 2 mud races where they're not doing all the jumps. Like AP when he got his first win last year in San Diego, muddy racetrack, still doing the jumps. What we had last weekend,
That was bonkers.
my thirst has been quenched for a mud race.
Yeah.
Look, the mud race did what it's supposed to. Well, maybe not so much for the 450 class, but for the 250 East, oh my word. Vial went from having a decent points lead to now he's tied with Hammaker. Could you imagine if PC wins this title? Like the redemption for Mitch Payton?
Oh, that
After
would be
everything
awesome.
that has happened to that poor gentleman.
Yeah.
The last time we saw Mitch on camera was when Kitchen about killed himself at Daytona.
Yeah.
Right after they're talking about Levi, how he's riding so good, they pan to Mitch, they go double box, Levi goes OTB.
Super sad deal.
So here we are, Seth Hammaker and Vial tied. RJ is only 5 points back, or 3 points back. 2 points?
2 points back.
What is happening right now? RJ
We got
was
a
like
championship
almost
going
a full
on.
race down after round 1.
Yeah.
Gets stuck on a freaking tough block, and you think at that very moment, well, RJ's not going to win this title. And now Chance Hymas, who got his first win, he's 8 points back.
Yep.
Vial got dead last.
That's pretty crazy. But, oh my gosh, him looping around on the hill, like,
Yeah, that was painful to watch.
that was
on
a circus, man.
And then at the very end, I guess he tried to ghost ride his bike over the finish line. I don't know, his bike somehow got stuck. Was it going the wrong direction too? I don't know, man.
At one point in time, it was.
It was absolute chaos. Like I said, I'm cool with that one full mutter. It does what it needed to do. Sexton, It could have been good for Sexton. We'll talk about him in a little bit. But here are your results up here on the table. So it was Aaron Plessinger taking his first win of the year.
Yep.
He was stoked on that. Shane McRath, congrats to that, man.
That was an awesome ride for
First 450 podium. And then none other than Cooper Webb somehow getting third on the last lap when he was way back. We'll talk about that. Ken Roxon fourth, Justin Barsha fifth, and then Logan Leitzel, wild card. We apologize. We didn't have a Leitzel nameplate for good reason.
So nobody put him in that wild card spot. Somebody put him in 5th, but nobody put him in the wild card.
It was his first 450 race. And he gets 9th.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
I want to know if that's ever happened where a non-factory rider and their debut, so a full privateer debut race in the 450 class gets a top 10. That's pretty wild.
That is
That's
wild.
pretty cool.
That's
It's a cool
awesome.
story. I want to talk some more 250 East too, because that's
Bonkers.
I'm sorry. I love the 450s. I love fantasy, but the 250 East is going to be gnarly till the end here.
11 different winners, 12 races.
We've had 18 total this year. That's more than ever in history.
Yeah.
I think 16, Sam, is what he said it was before. We've had 18, and we still don't have Tom Vial winning a race. Is there anybody left in the 450 class that could sneak in a win? Maybe Justin Cooper, if things really worked out.
Yeah,
I mean, Anderson's not racing the rest of the year.
Yeah, bummer deal there.
So Justin Cooper could maybe squeak in a race win. But still, it's been a phenomenal year. I'm here for it. Hey, don't forget, we have 20 tickets that we're giving out to Denver Supercross. If you can make it to Denver and you want tickets, comment down below if you can be there, how many tickets you would need, and we're going to pick lucky winners for 20 tickets. So comment. Also, I got to say this now, Charlie. We said last show we're going to do a meme winner and do a contest. We didn't have that many memes submitted. You and I were talking about this.
We need at least 10.
At least 10 memes before we're going to pick a winner. So we're going to postpone it 1 week. We're going to do a full set of MSR Access riding gear. Can be for you, for somebody you want to get it for. Doesn't matter. We have youth gear. We're going to do a full set of MSR Access gear, but post your favorite memes after Philadelphia in the Discord. Links in the description. Submit your memes. We'll pick a winner next week. We want to have at least 10 new ones to choose from.
Yep.
So, anyway. All right. But, Charles, why do we want to be playing RN Fantasy SX? Here's the real reason.
Yeah, you want to win prizes. I mean, number one, RM cash or fantasy cash. Second, we're giving away 10 grand prizes. So we're giving away that race prepped KTM 450 SX, the KTM 300 SX, the KTM SX E5, and we're doing 10 weekly prizes. What do we have up for grabs this week?
Well, first, I got to ask you, you being an off-road guy, I'm a moto guy. Which one of those, between the 450 and the 300, which one would you choose?
To be honest,
would you get a 450 because you already have your off-road bike, or would you stick with the 300 SX? This might surprise you. I think I'd go 300 just because I don't have like an off-road bike or a trail bike or anything.
Yeah. But I mean, the SX is going to be a little different than an XC or an XCW, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that's true. It's not like a full trail bike.
I'm sure it's going to be great for like.
But if I took that and slapped an
18-inch
rear wheel,
great bike. Oh yeah.
And it's going to lug better.
Yeah.
Then is there a lighter flywheel weight on the SX version versus the XC?
That I actually don't know on this.
I guess we'd have to find out. Either way.
So.
All right. Well, yeah, that's why you play. But hey, weekly prizes this week: FXR Spending Spree, Fox MX Gear Set, Muck Off, Pirelli Scorpion Tire Set, O'Neill Jersey, pants, gloves, the whole setup, Motul Cycler Digital Suspension Tutor V5. I use that. It kicks butt. If you want to check your sag, which you should be doing, folks. ASV F4 Series brake lever and standard model clutch lever. I have the F4 on my Honda, and I have the C6 lever on my clutch side, but they are very good. Rocky Mountain gear bag, Torque 1-5 lock-on grips, and a Cherubi's $150 spending spree. Leaderboards. How the freak did so many people get 80 points? I mean, you got 50.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't even doing that bad.
You got Kenny right. What else did you get right?
I got
a bunch of 10-pointers.
Barsha right, and then a bunch of almost there.
I didn't get jack.
I didn't have AP in P1.
I got 28 points, which seems like a weird number. I was trying to figure out how the math is mathing there of 28, but yeah, that's what I got. I think I got Kenny right. Yeah. And then a few others, or just everyone off by one spot, whatever. But
so I actually took Kenny out for a minute.
And then you put him back in?
Last minute, I was like,
did you watch qualifying?
I didn't watch everything with it, but I knew that he had the ankle thing going on, and I was like, he's got to go. He's got to go. So I took him out, and then I was like, no, he came through every time with his AC joint. Like, he's coming through.
Can I be completely honest? I forgot to submit my picks. My picks were rollovers.
Bro.
Because I watched qualifying. I was out with the fam. I was doing it. I was like, oh, I got to get my picks in. I was trying to watch qualifying, but we were at my daughter's birthday party at a freaking trampoline bounce house. And I was like, I got to get my picks in. I'm trying to watch qualifying. I got distracted and forgot to pick and submit them because I was like, I got to take Kenny out. I saw him like off the side of the track. He's leaning his hand on the seat.
So you would have taken him out.
I would have taken him out. Yeah, so I would have been worse if I'd have done that because who knows? Maybe I would have thrown somebody else. I don't know. Either way, who'd you pick to win?
I put Sexton in there. I had Webb initially, but I remember Sexton doing good before in some mudders, and I'm like, you know what?
Well, he won San Francisco last year.
Yeah.
That really bad mud race.
Yeah, I was like.
And he dominated his heat race.
Yeah.
I had him to win too. Well, it was a rollover, but that's probably who I would pick to win anyway.
Yep.
All right, well, look, overall leaderboard. So, yeah, we had a whole bunch of people get 80 points. So, congratulations to you if you did and you won a weekly prize. I don't know what you were thinking, but all right. But it is Jam 08 still at the top here with 691. Goat 745, 681. Dollar Bill, y'all, 680. I'm pretty sure for the top 10, this round probably didn't hurt too many people.
Yeah.
Just because nobody got the wild card right. AP wins. I'm sure some people stuck AP to win.
Yeah.
Because it was a mud race. But, all right, well, yeah. And our weekly prizes, Kai got the DID chain spending spree. CN L650 got the Bridgestone Battlecross tire set. And TA Up 98 with the Michelin Starcross tire set. Not bad.
There you have it.
Okay. Fox Racing race recap, dude. What are your
250s.
biggest highlights? 250s. We got a lot here. Lots to talk about. A lot to break down.
So RJ going down on the start, that was pretty wild.
What was the race was it last year or 2 years ago?
When
I
he
think
sent
was
it
last
in on
year.
the finish on the
Full
motor?
send, very last lap into the finish line. Zero prayer of like stopping in time.
Yeah.
What race was that? I'm trying to.
Honestly,
It was New Jersey?
was it last
Sam
year
the
or
Man,
2 years
dude.
ago?
It's 2
Yeah,
years
2
ago.
years ago.
That's right, because I was at that race. Okay, either way, what is he doing?
Hey, the shutoff worked for Cooper Webb. It did not work It did not work for Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean, he was coming in so fast. At the angle he was coming in from, didn't have a prayer. Did not, like, what was your game plan,
Lost in
RJ?
the soup.
Hydroplaning, I don't know, takes out Hammaker. Hymas, though, for some reason, just decided to take a chance and go to the very, very outside gate. Lucky he did, because RJ cleaned out just about everybody inside of him.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. And then RJ got stuck in the mud forever. Couldn't even recognize him.
Yeah.
Vial had a horrible night, gets dead last.
Yeah. Bummer deal for him.
And then Hymas, gets his first 250 SX win. So congratulations
awesome.
to him.
Yeah.
450s.
450s. I mean, I know the big one, but we'll get there in a second.
What? What's the big one?
The big one to me is Cooper Webb's last lap.
Oh, the full send?
Just like, it was just out of, because everybody's just kind of rolling. They're talking about his bike steaming. And then out of nowhere, he's just passing people, like jumping stuff. And
They're saying that after the
Whipped it up.
race, he went to his mechanic and his bike basically blew up right there. Like, the bike was probably not going to make it another lap
dang.
when Webb finished.
Yeah,
His clutch was smoking.
that's crazy.
He said he saw Sexton and just like kind of his mind just kind of went blank. And we'll show you some stats that we'll talk about lap times here in just a minute. But the amount of time that he made up on Sexton, Barsha, and Roxon in the last couple laps is unreal.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, when you saw Webb crash twice, I for sure in my head thought Sexton might leave here with points lead or tied.
Yeah.
Because Webb went down twice. Sexton hadn't fallen until the stupid finish line.
Yep.
In the worst place you can fall.
Yeah.
That's where
I
Sexton
was like,
decides to go do that.
there goes everything.
I was so mad. But Sexton was still ahead of Webb even after that. And I don't believe Sexton went down again after that. It was just Webb going haywire to the very end. It's just crazy to me that Webb fell twice and still got third place. All right.
He's wheeling himself to the podium.
Yeah, it's
every
kind of
week, so.
crazy, man. All right. Well, as far as news and injuries go, all the guys that you would expect to be out, but then Anderson announced he's out and will be back for outdoors.
Yep.
Did you see Tomac's back on the bike?
I've seen some clips of him riding.
On
I don't
Insta?
know. I know earlier in the season he talked about trying to catch some of the last few races.
Yeah.
Do you know what race he's coming back?
No, I think that last post he said maybe the goal right now is outdoors, maybe sneak in the last round. But if you're Tomac, though, what's the point of coming back for a couple Supercross rounds? Maybe to get gate drops,
Yeah.
just to kind of get the racing blood flowing a little bit.
Could
But
be.
if you're going to just be, at this point, he is just solely focused on outdoors. He is grinding. I would just say, like, yeah, selfishly as a fan, I'd love to see him race. But at this point, what is the point other than just getting gate drops? I don't know. His track looks so fun, though, in Colorado.
That'd be sick.
All right. Dude, what would it be like just one day to be able to, like, what if you could just put your mind, or no, how would it work? Put Tomac's mind in your body, but you still be able to, like, feel the sensation going around a track that fast?
That'd be
Just
insane.
to be like, I would just be curious to see, like, how fast you would feel like objects are coming at you.
Right.
But the speed that they're going at,
It's next level.
yeah. It makes you wonder, too, genetically, if your brain has to be able to process certain things at a certain level to be able to ride that fast. Well, obviously it does. But I'm just saying, like, you and I, like,
We have stock components and
we have
can't
stock
process.
components. Yeah, our brains are not factory, and our brains are just not able to handle those speeds. And theirs are. I don't know. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, either way, Another time, we'll talk more about that. Charles, Bridgestone, top contenders. Cooper Webb. This is what you need to know about this guy. This is how you win titles, folks, is what he just did. Third or better in 8 of the last 9 races. Webb's last 3 laps last week, he did a 151, a 151, and a 147. Sexton did a 204, 159, and a 248. Webb made up 84 seconds in 3 laps on Chase Sexton and passed Barsha and Roxon to get a crazy 3rd place.
That is so crazy.
What the hell?
So, yeah, he mentioned he shut his brain off, or he said that in his podium speech.
Yeah.
Full send.
Well, could you see him when he got around Sexton?
Yeah,
You could tell he was. Well, you could tell he was sending it right there.
Yeah,
like
not even
DGAP.
close. Yeah.
I wonder if he knew he had a huge cushion behind him, so if he did go down again, he was going to be okay. Maybe.
Well, the other thing that's going on in my mind was how his bike was overheating. I kind of wonder if he was thinking like, hey, this is just going to keep getting worse and worse. I need some momentum to cool this baby down.
That or I got to get this thing to the finish line, like the sooner the better. I don't know. Okay. Either way, he's 15 up. He took 4th in Philly last year. Chase Sexton, the only stat that I found that we were discussing, Charles, is he's only been 2nd overall once this year.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
He's been 1st, 3rd, and that's it.
So he's a 1st or 3rd guy.
1st or 3rd.
Or 6th. Well, sometimes 6th.
Yeah, sometimes 6th. It's because he either wins or he makes a mistake.
I guess that's the other thing. Not that he was leading or anything, but that one long lap. So he crashed or he went down by that finish line.
He didn't go down. He just stalled. He just stopped. Like, he's going to go off, and that was it.
Yeah, stuck.
So, I mean, this race, obviously, you can't hold that against him. Like, oh, he made a mistake. Everybody did. I mean, Webb went down twice.
Yeah.
But when he was just trying to get around the track, Webb was going full kamikaze.
Yeah.
And Sexton must have been losing his mind when he saw Webb go around him. Either way.
But, at least he didn't throw it away even further.
I guess. But after Webb and Sexton, your 3rd best guy right now is without a doubt Aaron Plessinger.
Oh, for sure.
We're going to skip around a little bit just because, Kenny is 3rd in points, but we're going to go to Plessinger because his last 5 race results, 1-3-3-5-3, and his last 5 starts are 1-5-4-1-1. Put Aaron Plessinger.
That is so good.
But the hard part is he's your 3rd best rider, but Chase Sexton has not gotten 2nd more than once. So where do you put AP? If you're going to go off of that stat, where Sexton's not getting 2nds, AP is getting 3rds, what do you do?
You either go Sexton, AP, Webb, or I guess that doesn't matter as much. But if you put Webb in 1st, you have to put AP in 2nd and Chase 3rd.
If you're going off the stats, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Spicy.
It is going to be a little spicy.
I'm going to change up my picks here.
Ken Roxon, though, we'll go back to it here. He is 3rd in points. Got 4th with a bad ankle and a bad shoulder, and he's been top 5 overall in 6 of the last 7 races.
That's one thing that blows my mind. He's more mentally tough than I imagined. With those 2 injuries, still getting those results, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and he has the best average start at 4.83.
Yeah.
All right, Justin Cooper. The talk this week for me, honestly, Charles, is who are your 4th and 5th place guys right now? Because you got Cooper and Malcolm Stewart. Barsha just got another top 5. Cooper has not been, I don't know, well, because he always gets good starts. Well, it has been. He can be a little hot or cold.
That's true.
But he ripped the whole shot last week. So he's always on the top of your mind because you see him out front in a lot of races. But then his results are not reflecting that.
Yeah, so he's had 8 starts of 3rd or better, but he's finished worse than his start every single time.
Every time. He hasn't had a top 5 overall in the last 3 races, and he got 10th in Philly last year. So I don't feel good about putting him up there, but he could rip another whole shot and get 4th or 5th this weekend.
Yeah.
And then
it's kind of tough.
Malcolm Stewart, who has also just been super hot or cold, only has 2 top 5s in the last 7 races. So is Justin Barsha the better top 5 rider right now?
I'm honestly kind of torn on that. I wouldn't think he's a bad pick at all. And especially him, he seems like a guy that, if he gets some momentum going.
I mean, since Daytona, he went 10th at Daytona, then 4th in Indy, 9.85. So it's not like his results are just blowing you away. And before, Indy was a 4th. Indy was his only top 5, was his first top 5 of the year. And then he's had one since then. So of those 3, none of them are blowing me away with these stats that make me feel good about, like, yes, that is a solid top 5 pick.
Yeah.
So you're gambling after your top 3 right now.
Yep. Well, I think you're pretty safe on your top 4. And then it's the 5th guy is my main question.
Yeah, I guess Kenny is. But he's had the shoulder, right?
Uh-huh.
And now he's got the ankle, which is tweaked. So you're like, all right, well.
But he still pulled it off.
I know.
Like, I guess that's my thing.
I wonder if the mud was worse on his shoulder or it was better, because you're not blitzing whoops, right? You are sitting, the mud's pulling you around, but it's not jerking you as much because you're sitting down basically the whole time. I don't know. Either way. 4th and 5th right now that's the hard part.
It's true.
All right. Gizo.
Well, so with that said, I think it's time for our Works Connection Wildcard Watch. All right, so the wild card this week is 14th place. There's a few people we think are a great option for this. So first one for me is going to be Mitchell Oldenburg. His average finish on the East Coast is 13.88, and then his season average per gate drop, he's got 14.06. He's finished within 2 spots of 14th 7 times this season, and last 5 gate drops. So this kind of raises some questions for me, because last weekend he did 20th, then before that 11, 14, 11, 16. So it's kind of up and down, but overall, I think he's a decent pick.
All right, Colt Nichols. East Coast average, 13.75. His per gate drop finish average is 14.7. He's also finished within 2 spots of 14th 7 times. And his last 5 gate drops are kind of all over, but still, percentages-wise, he's looking pretty good for 14th. Craig. Ooh.
This is who I have.
Do you think Craig was expecting more than this so far? Like, he's had an 11th.
Probably, but all things considered, could be worse. But yeah, Christian Craig, been back for a few races, so season average on those is 14.2. Last 5 gate drops since he was there for that Triple Crown is 17, 15, 13, 15, 11. So he's had a few finishes right next to 14.
Okay. I'm a little offended you put Benny Bloss in here. Like, I know his season average per gate drop finish is 15, but look at his last 5 race finishes. 7, 9, 11, 11, 10. You're going to do him bad like that?
So I put him in there only because of that stat, but I did also put in the note that he's been crushing it lately. So I feel like he's less likely for the spot, but if for some reason you're feeling risky and
Charles is a dirty dog doing Benny dirty like that.
You think he's going to fade back a little bit, then you could put him in.
It's rude. It's just rude. Kyle Chisholm, season average finish per gate drop, 17.4. His last 5 finishes, though, he's had 2 14th and a 13th. So Kyle Chiz is right around there. I feel like for any one of these guys, even a Nichols or a Craig, like a 14th, a bad result. Maybe Craig probably just doesn't have the fitness. I don't know. I would say Chisholm and Craig are my 2 top dudes right now for 14th. You and I both picked Craig before we even brought this and started talking about it, so that's who we have. But I don't know, who do you guys have? Who's going to be a wildcard this week? 14th place? Holy crap, we got 5 left. Look, this thing ain't over.
Closing quick.
Anything can happen. It's Supercross. It's only 15 points.
Yep.
It's not, Sexton just, does he have to win out? He's certainly got to beat Webb.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's got to make some moves.
I'll call it. If Sexton gives up points to Webb this weekend, like, it's done, because Webb, with 4 left, you can manage points at that point. You can let Sexton beat you, and you're not worried about it.
But even if that happens, we've got some great racing in 250s. So
yeah, and we got the showdown still coming up with the East-West, all that stuff.
That's this weekend.
Oh, I mean, I love fantasy, and I love 450s, but my mind is thinking 250s right now.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of people saying, well, why don't you do 250 fantasy? Trust me. We would love to. That's a lot of work. All right, Charles, you ready for the Acherbys? Lock them in.
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, folks. Charles, as we've discussed this show, I have switched my picks around from what they were just a little bit. I'm going to go Sexton to win just because I want this thing to be a series. I'm going to go AP second. I'm going Webb third, still on my box. I'm going Cooper fourth. I'm going Roxon fifth.
I like it.
Even with the injuries, he's got the best starting average, and I'm going Christian Craig 14th. My only thing that would switch these up is looking at the track. If it is a little wet and sloppy, we'll see how it goes. But even still, I feel good about AP being up there in second with the wet and kind of sloppier racetrack. Those are my picks. Who do you got?
Man, I got to mix it up just a little bit. So, Cooper Webb, he's wheeling his way to the top regardless. I think he's got confidence going in. He's going to do good. I've got AP second based on the stats we talked about earlier. Thank you, Chase.
What, the Sexton doesn't get second?
Yeah.
I'm not putting him for second.
Sexton in third.
He wins or crashes.
I'm going Roxon fourth. He's been making it happen even with the injuries. And then I've got Jay Coop, fifth place, and then Craig for my wild card.
If my stat gets you Sexton correct, I will be a little upset. I'm not going to lie. Mooching off my stats over here.
Man.
Okay. Well, that's it, folks. Those are our picks. What do you have? Who's your top five? Who's your wild card? Remember, we have the competition for the memes.
Yeah, don't forget.
Get those submitted. Win some Axis gear. We have 20 tickets for Denver, so make sure, comment if you're going to be there, how many tickets you would want. We're going to pick some lucky winners. Go to the Discord. That's where you submit the memes. Subscribe to the RN Fantasy YouTube channel if you haven't already, if you like the show, if you want to see these weekly. And don't forget, too, we even have, after this, we've got Outdoor Fantasy.
Yep.
We've got all the goodies.
Yeah.
But the 5 to go.
5 to go.
Is Webb just like your ultimate favorite pick right now?
I mean, it's hard to bet against.
It is. It's very tough. All right.
So I'm on the Webb wagon.
Sexton still could. Has to gain points this weekend.
I feel like he's in a must situation.
Must. At this point, he must.
Webb.
Yeah, well, he must win. Not even beat Webb. It's like, you got to win. Mm-hmm. All right. There you go. Can Sexton still win the title? That's what we want to know. Comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. We love you. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.